Welcome to Power Your Story Podcast Open Mic Thursday. My name is Malik, and today we are talking about horror movies and TV shows.
Well, this is a thrilling conversation.
The Saw franchise. I've seen exactly one of the Saw movies, and I have not watched any of the other ones. Personally, I don't really like the Saw movies, but that's maybe just me. I don't like horror movies in general because they feel like most of them are just filled with cheap jump scares.
Okay, so talking about the Saw movies, I heard many theories about horror movies because I really like them. I heard that there was this one theory about the Home Alone kid. I think his name was Kevin or something, where he turned out to be the serial killer because of the little games he played. But see, other than that, I think for me, I'm mostly interested in the Conjuring or in the Insidious franchise. I think it's pretty cool, especially with the Annabelle doll that went missing one time and it somehow got lost.
The movie franchise I love the most is the Scream franchise because I like Ghostface a lot. My favorite line is, "Hello, what's your favorite scary movie?" That was one of my favorite lines about it, so that's why I like Scream movie because of the line, and I like Ghostface.
So my favorite horror movie is Smile 1 and Smile 2.
I'm not sure you should be watching those movies. I think I heard that Smile 2 was one of the most disturbing movies of all time.
Only on YouTube. It's from a Press Family. If you watch the Press Family Smile, they got their own mom and just can't wait to see versus Kyrie. Then DJ got Smile. Then he got Nova and Ayla to Smile. And then they got their own mom to Smile. Then their own dad to Smile.
I hate those movies because the first time that I watched the first one, I don't know, for some reason, I got nightmares about it because I keep imagining the smile. I don't like the way she smiles. So it's I think it's that's the scariest movie I've ever watched in my life. And I would never watch it again.
I agree with Joy because I watched both of the Smile movies because there was sometimes I get a little jump scare about it, but it was a great scary movie I ever watched. I can even do it like this. All right, Anthony, go ahead.
One of my favorite horror movies is It, because I like Pennywise the Clown. I like one of his favorite lines is one he say, "Hi, Georgie, you want your boat?" "Oh, it's me, Pennywise the Clown." And we tied a balloon to the boat, and the kid literally dropped it in the sewer. Then Pennywise grabbed it, and he said, "You want your boat back?" And yeah, that's one of my favorite scary movies of all time.
First off, Anthony, I like it too because I can also do the voice impression of Pennywise the Clown. Watch this. We going it. You live here, you be home by now. Can't charge declined it. You look down here. Well, look down here. Yes, we do.
One of my favorite scary movies is The Black Phone. Yeah, that movie, I like that movie. It's interesting, but that movie when it had came out, that was my favorite movie to watch.
I also see the Black Phone as well. That was one of my favorites so far. I didn't expect it to be scary at all. So that's why I like it. And I hear the second one is coming up soon.
One of my least favorite horror movies that I've ever watched was probably this movie called The Bye Bye Man. The movie wasn't really that scary. Honestly, it was just like the storyline was all over the place. Like it didn't make sense. The storyline didn't correlate. And it honestly just felt like a fever dream. My favorite horror movie, anything that got to do with like the Conjuring universe or like the Annabelle universe, I just really, really love that whole series. I'm not even gonna lie. And shout out to David and Anthony because y'all really, really reminded me why I hate clowns and I would never like ever like clowns because the impression y'all just did was spot on and it's actually very scary. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah.
My favorite horror movie is Scream because it's just so funny to me. Like it's hilarious. And then like the videos online be like entertaining to me that break down the Easter eggs and things that we missed the first time watching it. It's just like I find something new every time I watch.
Another one, I was trying to think of the name, but I thought of it now. It's called Final Destination. That's another one of my favorite scary movies. It's like very, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like very disturbing and funny at the same time. But that's my favorite.
I just want to say The Final Destination is one of my favorite like scary movie. And sometimes I always think that, like what if it happened to us like in real life situation, I always think that way. And I watched the recent Final Destination, like I think that's the fifth one or the last one or something like that. And it was actually like it was actually so bad, not gonna lie, because I feel like it's so modern and it's not the way like it was before. Like if you watch the old Final Destination, I would say that I don't like the recent one.
I don't do Final Destination or any of those horror movies much, but I think I got pseudo PTSD from one of them or something. Well, anyways, back to the actual thing. I remember this one scene where it's like the main character realized that the people are going to die on a bridge, and it was pretty bloody. But aside from some moments, it didn't really hit me hard until I got surprise attacked by a bunch of metal rods impaling way too fastly to even myself to react to the character. And oh my god, that scares me. That scared the heck out of me of like, and what made it worse later was the first one had a dissipation. The second one had the main character sliced in half by an out of nowhere surprise of a metal object that didn't even look sharp to me. I know that the weight will probably cause anything to get sliced, but that was way too fast, and oh my god, that shook me. Those two specific parts. And no, I don't want to be in that situation at all.
There's the other horror movie I also like to watch. This one takes place like during COVID pandemic thing back in 2020, which is called Host. This one is about there were 6 plays doing the online called let's see the science, the spring spirits and stuff. It's something happened like at their homes where they are online and stuff. And one thing I did not expect it's gonna be that scary. At the end of the movie I get jump scare. Like I almost like scream at night when I was watching it. So yeah, that was like scares me.
Okay, so I remember this one movie that I watched in my childhood. It was called The Bird Box. And basically, this movie was about how there was an outbreak in the world with a mysterious force that caused people to unalive themselves. And it was really scary to me, but not as scary compared to all the other movies you guys mentioned. But it really stuck to me the most because I think it was probably the first ever horror movie I watched with my friends. And it has a really sad ending, but it's still happy at the same time.
One of my favorite scary movies of all time It's Freddy versus Jason. That one is one of my favorite movies of all time. So when Freddy fights Jason, so Jason doesn't die. It's like a story to that. And then when Freddy get his arm sliced, it grows right back.
I agree with Anthony because I also see Freddy vs. Jason before because I like to see who is like the best killer for the franchise. And I feel like I like Freddy, for the win because I know he does like hurt people's neighbors against them, which means they would kill in real. Which I hope that one day, whatever like the producers for the movies, I hope they're gonna make like Michael Myers versus Jason. I just hope it will happen one day in the future.
What do you think is scarier? Movies that could happen in real life, like you could believe them, or movies that have crazy things that happen in them that there's no way that would happen in real life? Horror movies specifically.
For me, I think it's that like I can sit through a regular movie about like something like a man that's going around killing people. Like I can sit through something like that, like Scream or like even Michael Myers or something. But once it start getting to that like paranormal stuff, like I can't sit through that. That's what's more scary to me. Like Conjuring and stuff, I never will watch Conjuring. Like I can watch it like that. Like even though like it should scare me more that like a man can just break in my house and try to kill me, but like it feels more like I can defeat that person more than a spirit. Like I can't kill something that's already dead.
To go off of what James said, for The Conjuring, it is scary, like the idea of spirits. And they do say that the movies are based on true stories, but at the same time, they're not really believable because who knows if like this paranormal stuff is actually real. So I feel like knowing that, my fear of like this happening goes down.
I have one more horror movie that I would like to share. There's one that some say it might be based on a true story or it's not. It's called The Purge. I watched the first one lately because that was one of my favorites because what they make all the crimes legal, including murder. For these, I think it was about 12 hours, about 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. in the morning. And one thing I did not expect it, which is like one of the family neighbors, let's go to get chance like to punch them before it was saved by the homeless man before making it to morning time. So that was also one of my favorites of all time.
I feel like personally, I like scary movies, but the movies that say based on a true story, like that I cannot do because knowing that a story is based on like a scary story is based on some in real life, I just can't do that.
This has been Power Story Podcast from After School Matters and the Creative Impostor Studios. Thank you for listening and stay positive.